Hey everyone, and welcome to the Fear Review. I'm Amy,
And I'm William.
and today we're going to review Sinners. We'll give you a quick synopsis of it, then a spoiler-free review, followed by spoiler-heavy review portion of it. We're just gonna bite right into it. So here's William with the synopsis, because I'm not very good at telling you what those stories all about in a short time.
The movie is set in Mississippi. Michael B. Jordan plays two characters, twins. They're called the Smokestack Twins. We also have a young boy named Sammy. He is a preacher's son, very much into the blues. He's kind of like fighting that his father, who's a preacher, who wants him to be very much dedicated to the church. His cousins, the Michael B. Jordan's characters, come back from Chicago, where they were, I think, working for Capone. Is kind of what it's kind of said. And they've come back. They have some money. They're looking to start a new juke joint, which is like a blues bar. You know, drinking, dancing, stuff like that. So, and they kind of recruit him to help out, and then they find out that he's actually really good at playing the blues, and so they kind of bring him in, and they bring in kind of this cast of characters to support them to like play music and to kind of recruit people to come in from the town and come in from the cotton fields to that kind of build out this business. They want it to be this big bang grand opening. Of course, there's some tension because not everything is going right off the bat. But they want to do it same day. They just want to kind of get out there and hit the scene really really quickly. Then we're introduced to some other characters that come in, and then that's where the horror really kicks off. If most everybody knows from the trailers, there's vampires and kind of that's the horror aspect of it. So
Yeah, and it's set in what, like 1930s, 1939, I think. Mississippi.
I think.
I think it was 1939. Yeah, so because they mentioned that the Jim Crow laws were still going on in the South.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's like it's in the Jim Crow era of the South.
Yeah, just to give like a time
frame
of when it is.
Okay, so spoiler-free review. Do you want to kick it off?
Yes, because I finally have a movie that I like.
Good.
I love this movie. We've seen it twice now. And I remember when we walked out of the theater, before we even get into the movie, I just want to say the music, the soundtrack. As soon as you and I walked out of the theater, you immediately downloaded and bought the soundtrack, and we listened to it on the way home.
Yeah, no, music is amazing.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. If you don't leave this movie or watch this movie, stomping your feet, clapping your hands, I mean, it's a throw your hands up in the air, like you feel it. Like that's the way I feel this whole movie is. Not just the music. I feel like you feel this entire movie.
Yeah.
Like it's more than horror.
No, I completely agree. Like the music elevates it because they do it so well, and all of the people in the movie, I believe you looked it up, and they all perform it. Mm-hmm. And the main character Sammy, I think, had already knew how to play and has some originals in the movie.
Yeah, it's his original music is what it said, or his original songs. The music is was.
But he has some original stuff that he had wrote in there, and he does an amazing job. It's weird to me, seeing him that voice come out of him a little bit.
It's such a deep voice.
Yeah, such a very deep voice.
When he goes, especially when he sings. He has a deep voice when he speaks too, but when he sings, I'm telling you, you just
between
feel it.
I like the blues. Stevie Ray Vaughan is one of my guitar idols. He's one of my top two. So I like the blues, but then they bring in with the other vampire characters, they bring in this Irish music.
Yeah, Irish folk music,
and it's beautiful too.
That's
and
gorgeous.
It's great. There's what is it? Dublin. There's a Dublin song in there. That's just another one. It starts out very folksy, smooth, and then just jumps into
and said beat. You can just feel the beat. I can hear it in my head right now, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, to
just
be as nerdy as possible. It's very toe tapping.
it's very toe tapping.
But yeah, music is so good, and that elevates it. But on top of that, like the story, everything, it's just
It's
really,
just layered in there,
yeah.
and then I mean the music just helps the story going along, and the story plays to it, and this this movie was just done really well. I mean, the acting's great. You know, everybody's southern accents to me were really good. You know, from being, you and I are born and raised here in Texas, and sometimes
yeah,
you hear them, they just go real thick on an accent or something like.
just way overboard.
Yeah, but this was just like was real, and oh, talk about. I know it's set in Mississippi, but I did look it up, and it was filmed in Louisiana. I mean, this music and everything just makes me want to go to New Orleans again so bad. I can it
Taste
just
it.
makes me crave the New Orleans. Yes, I just
Yeah.
yeah.
What I like about it is, like you said, it's very layered. Like they take their time in setting up the characters, and not, to me, not in a slow way, not in a, geez, are we actually, because you're there for a horror movie,
Right?
But it doesn't. It does, not in a bad way, but they set the characters up so well, so when things actually get into the horror aspect of it, like it's you feel for them, you want them to survive, stuff like that. Where sometimes it's a horror movie, they don't do that, and it's like
it's all about the gore and the thrills. This one had heart to it,
yeah,
and the story. But then, like when the horror does come in, it's like it's almost a little shocking,
yeah,
because you're like, oh, you're thinking everything's gonna stay. I don't want to say beautiful because it's set in a deeper period, a darker period of time, but there's just something beautiful about the way it was written and everything, that when it gets to the horror part, it's like you're like, oh, I didn't think you were going to go there. I thought you were going to be very, I don't know, is it nuance? Is that the right word?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Maybe about it, but then makes it even that much better when it does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and there's the part of it was in the trailer, like the part that got me 10 minutes into the movie.
We had which we know it happened in the theater after it happened at home, but like, sitting on the couch, like watching it, and there's a snake scene, and this isn't
it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer, and this isn't a jump scare type of movie at all in any case, but like this snake like jumps up out of nowhere, and Amy jumped. Like her feet kicked up. She spilled her coffee on herself. Like we had to pause it. I was laughing. She was laughing, and I was like, I think that got you in the theater too.
I think I spilled popcorn in the theater.
I think you did. Yeah.
But this morning it was coffee.
Yeah.
But it was just a little bit. I didn't get hurt. I didn't get burned. But
yeah. But yeah, so from a horror perspective, like horror fan perspective, I'd definitely watch it. Great movie. Nuanced. The horror is there. Like once the vampires kind of show up and they start doing what vampires normally do, you start seeing them and kind of you hearing about the lore and stuff like that. Like it's really good, really good.
And I, not horror fan person, also say go watch it. It's really good, and buy the soundtrack, because you're not gonna go wrong with this music. And I say buy the movie. We bought the movie.
It's a buyer.
It's a buyer. As soon as we left the theater, we were like, it's a buyer. So we did buy it. But for anybody that doesn't, isn't wanting to buy it, it is now streaming on Max. So if you have Max,
that's right,
it's streaming on Max. So I would say go check it out.
What would you say about? So it does have some. I'll say it has more blood than gore. I'd say that. So what would you say?
Well, yeah, because it's vampires, so there's definitely gonna be blood. But I didn't have to close my eyes. I didn't,
So no warnings. Like
I don't think there's any warnings on this one. For me, I mean, I realize that I can, like my mom would still not be able to watch this movie, but she can't watch any of the trailers, or as soon as the music just starts being somewhat eerie, she covers her ears. So somebody like her, no, you wouldn't want to watch it, but no, I think anybody else that can handle. And I mean, it's not a slasher. It doesn't have, like you said, a lot of jump scares. Um, it's just a really, really well done, well rounded movie. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it.
We're going to move into spoiler territory here then. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want anything spoiled, you can stop now. Go watch something else because we're going to get into it. So here we go. Spoilers ahead.
Spoilers ahead.
One of the in the first times that we watched it, there's two things that bugged me a little bit. Not and bugs is a hard word because it didn't ruin the movie for me or anything like that. But there was kind of two things that I didn't I didn't understand or something like that, or I felt were a little like, well, that's not really right, or like it kind of took you out of it. But second time, it didn't bother me. Like I don't know why the first time they did, but one
I know one of them, but what was the other?
one of them is when it's getting to the big fight scene, like towards the end, like
I know that one.
I know all the vampires are like surrounding this building because it's all set in the juke joint pretty much. Once they get there, and they like normal vampires, they have to be invited in, and they're surrounded. And one of the characters lets everybody in, says, "Come on in." And the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, like really?
Yeah. Well,
Like-
because they had started getting some weapons ready just in case.
Yeah.
But they were like, no. Everybody else that was left in there was like, no, we just got to make it until daylight. And this one person's like, I'm letting them all in. And you and I didn't get it. Or we were mad the first time we watched. I'm not saying mad.
It,
we were
it
like,
just didn't
really?
it didn't feel like a normal, like nobody would do that.
Yeah, we were
that's
like,
what it
couldn't
was.
you have at least like waited until everybody had a weapon in their hand and been
Yeah.
like, hey, now let's let them in now that we're all ready.
But the second time, I don't know if I just like I had zoned out or I didn't catch this part of the story or it didn't like hit me or whatever. But second time around, I felt more okay with it because it was more like she was worried about her daughter, and like the vampires had basically said, hey, if you don't let us in, we're gonna go to the town and we're gonna get everybody there, and
we know everybody that you love and we're gonna go get everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get why she did it because
it
she
felt
was
more
like,
natural this time around
it
for
did.
some reason.
We must have been talking in the theater or something else
Like
after
leaned
something
over and
happened.
said
We
something
must
or-
have leaned over and I probably leaned over and said something. I'm
Yeah.
bad about doing
Yeah.
that.
The-
And then going, what did they just say? And you're like, I don't know because you were talking.
yeah, I was like, we're gonna have to rewind it now.
But you can't do that in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I knew that one. But what was the second one that bothered you?
The other one was, and even when I came out of the theater, I was like, it's a cool scene, but there's just one thing that just got me.
Oh, now I remember again.
And I think it's a really, really cool idea. One of the things that they talk about in the movie and why music is such a prevalent or big part of the movie was like there's some people that play music so well that it actually speaks to their ancestors and it speaks to the future of their culture and they can actually kind of like speak to them through
it like transcends time and space.
And so there's this real cool scene where they're showing that where Sammy starts singing. I believe this is one of his originals. I think
From what I read, yes.
then it's like the first time he's singing at the juke joint and everybody's into it. And so as he's singing, you start seeing these like ancestors of their culture. What I thought was really, really cool too is they have some Asian characters that are in there as well that are helping them with the juke joint and stuff, and you start seeing their ancestors as well coming in. So it was a really, really cool idea. But there's one thing
because then they start showing you the future.
The future.
Like how this music influences the future. And yeah.
That there's one guitar player that is like 70s-ish, I think.
I'd say Jimi Hendrix.
But they're dressed up like a I'm trying to think of the band that's in my head and I can't think of it now. But they're dressed up in a futuristic way, the way someone in the 60s or 70s would have envisioned futuristic clothes.
Yeah.
And they had like flying V guitar and stuff. And in the theater, it took me out of it. Just that one character because it seemed out of place, like with everything else going on. And I don't know why. This time around, it didn't. I don't know why. Maybe I just knew it was coming and, but...
yeah, because they have people that represent like a DJ and like rap. And those didn't
Yeah.
do it. It was just that one character.
Just that one character that kind of got me.
I think
but-
it's because you don't like V-shaped guitars.
Yeah, flying V's. Never been a fan of flying V's. Maybe that's what it is. You
Maybe
caught it.
that's
You caught it. But it's a really cool scene, and like the house kind of like burns, like it doesn't actually burn down, but you see the house like burn down
And
like
that's
around them.
To represent, because they said, of course, with good there's bad, and that music also can bring evil.
Yeah, bring evil.
Because evil can hear it, and it can call out to the evil to come also. So the fire is representing that, hey, you're no longer in this protected juke joint, you know.
And that's when
you're introduced to the vampires. Well, with their group, we already, you know, you get introduced
you see
to
him how he gets there, but that's how
that's
is
the
brought
reason
into the
he's
full
there,
story.
is because he hears that music, and it calls to him.
Yeah, and I didn't. I heard it last time, but it didn't quite click. But this time, when it clicked why he wants Sammy, and they talk about the vampires and how they're cursed, and how with vampires their souls are stuck in their body and they can't move on to the afterlife. They can't be with their ancestors. They can't, anything like that. And
they can't see the sunlight, they said. So, they're just kind of always in darkness.
And that's why he wants Sammy. He's like, because with your music and through you, I can speak to my ancestors. I can speak to, and so if he's been around for, you really don't know.
Well, he gives gold coins that nobody knows. Where did you get these gold coins?
One, he said, I don't know the timing of this. But,
I don't know.
Yeah, but then he said, he starts, Sammy starts praying at the end, and he starts praying with him. And he says, I heard the people that came to my country and killed my family saying these words. So I don't know where that's set timeline-wise. I'm going to have to look that up now. But so he's been around a while, basically. Yeah. But yeah, so that really clicked for me, and it made more sense this time around. I was like, why he wants him so bad, because he is cursed, and he can't be with those people from his past, and through him, he's hoping that he can. So
with that music,
which I thought was really, really cool too. So
yeah, and all of this, I mean, it's a long time before. I mean, I know I got scared by the snake, in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, that is like 10, 15 minutes into the movie.
It is, and again, it's a scene that's in the trailer. I've already seen the movie. I know there's a snake in the truck, but it just completely caught me off guard this morning. And anyway, good thing I had some creamer in my coffee. Otherwise, it would have been a little warm. Yeah. But then there's not. They take their time building the story and all of the people's their backgrounds and everything, before you even see the vampire. And then you do see the vampire. He goes in and kills this farmer family. I want to say they're farmers, like husband and wife. But it's not too gruesome. I get irritated when vampires, waste a lot of blood. And they're messy eaters. They have blood all over their face and stuff, but then they clean up nicely. They put on clean clothes.
Yeah. They're not like cutting somebody's head off and letting it like spurt, and then
they're not being stupid.
No. Yeah.
They're respecting their meal.
Yeah.
But then the husband, wife, and the vampire, they have their own little trio of music. And so when they come to the juke joint and they want to come in and, they're not allowed in, then they're outside sitting down, but then they start playing their own little Irish jig kind of music. Yeah. And then that's really, really beautiful. And I like that. And so you kind of like the vampires for like a second.
Yeah.
But then when the killing actually starts, and I don't even know if it's the killing. I don't even know if it's the vampires that make the stuff gross, or I think it's more when they come to attack, the people in the juke joint, they like shoot that one guy, through the, through the cheek. So then like, it's all just kind of flopping there. It looks like, which is like, oh, but then he just gets back up. There's also like not humor, because I didn't giggle, but there's a little lightness to it, because they're like freaking out, shooting somebody, and then the person just like gets back up, and they're like, hey, what's going on? I don't know. It's just the way they'll look at each other.
It's not. That's a good point. It's not like it's comedy, but they've got little moments of lightness that kind of like help out a little bit too. So it's not just like dark the whole time too. But.
And these vampires can't come in unless you invite them in.
Yeah. So the vampire lore, it's very similar. They can't come in unless they're invited in. Getting bit and dying, you become a vampire.
Stake through the heart
Stake
kills
through the
you,
heart.
and
Garlic.
sunlight. Garlic hurts you.
Garlic hurts you.
Oh yeah, because at one point, lady gets a jar of pickled garlic and just throws it at someone's, in one of their faces, and they're like, "Whoa!" and run off, and they're like, "Do you have holy water? I mean, what was that?" And she's like, "Pickled garlic."
Yeah, because she thought so. She's into hoodoo.
Hoodoo, yeah.
Which is because we've gone to New Orleans. If we remember our tours correctly, that's like the good version,
The healing
version of like voodoo. Like it started with hoodoo.
That's what we were told. We did do it.
Yeah.
We went on a voodoo tour.
Yeah.
And hoodoo is like the good side. They'll make like trinkets to protect you and things, and then voodoo is the
curse,
the dolls, and oh my gosh, why can't I think of
a voodoo doll?
Oh my god. Just shoot me now. Voodoo doll. I can't think of the name of the doll that the voodoo uses, and it's because it's a voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I think we even.
Although they actually in those
that started out as the
hoodoo,
healing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you could pinpoint, like if your knee hurt, they would make a doll of.
No, that's how they kept your record. Is it was a doll. And so someone would come in for healing, and then they'd put something on the knee to show, okay.
That's what I treated was the knee. It was really interesting. I'm telling you, this movie, I'm like, back to New Orleans. I want to do the hoodoo, tour again. They didn't eat in this movie, but just the music and everything. I'm saying that because we love New Orleans food.
Yeah.
And again, this movie set in Mississippi, but it was filmed in New Orleans. But yeah, all the blues music and everything is just. Yeah. But I'm getting sidetracked about the killing and everything. I'm kidding, but these vampires are neater.
Yeah.
And, they try to bite in places that because everybody of course starts to leave the juke joint. I'm sorry. Okay, you were saying the lady who does hoodoo, and then I took over.
Yeah, the lady that who was into hoodoo thought they were hates.
Mm-hmm, she called them hates.
Yeah, where it's somebody, I'd never heard of them before, but she had said it's the hate comes in and swaps places with the soul of that person. Mm-hmm. And so that's what they thought they were initially. But then when one of them who got bit's trying to come in and he can't come in without being invited, then she's like, okay. And then she throws, I don't know what maybe she started realizing at that point that I don't think that's what that is. Then she throws this pickled garlic on one and it burns them. And she's like, these aren't hates. Vampires. These are vampires. They're worse.
Yeah. She's awesome. Like,
yeah.
I mean, everybody was awesome. I know. And I'm like,
I can't remember her name, but she's in the TVA and Marvel. She's in Loki. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she was in something else that we saw.
The first time I saw her was a Lovecraft Country.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I watched that with you.
You bits and pieces.
I watched bits and pieces of it with you.
Yeah, she was really good in that too.
That's what it was. Because it was then when we saw her in Loki, I was like, I know her from something. And you said, she's from Lovecraft. And then now this one, I know her more from Loki. Yeah. So when they find that out and they realize, oh my goodness, these people are vampires, then they're like, everybody, well, no, they don't think they're vampires yet because they wouldn't have sent everybody home. But everybody that's in the juke joint, when they think it's like hate, so they're like, y'all got to get home, get out of here. And of course, everybody that left went outside and then got bit by the vampires that were there, and they had already turned some people and then those people. I mean, it was just a vicious cycle of, nobody was going to make it. The point is they're neat when they eat because where they bite them. So they're biting these people in places that aren't super obvious. So they're not like on their neck, because then when they come back to get back into the juke joint going, hey, like, let me back in, you can't tell that they're vampires.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Why are you asking to come back in? Like, you've
been
in here all day. Like, what are you doing? And then like, you'll see blood dripping from somewhere and you're like, okay, never mind. Yeah. But not too much gore in this one.
Now, I'd say no more than like a bloody action movie, probably.
Yeah. Or like other vampire, Bram Stoker's Dracula was not super super gory. Interview the Vampire,
Yeah.
not super. I mean, to me, this is what a vampire movie should be like. There should be some blood, but there shouldn't be guts hanging out and things like that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and then the vampire's hands, they
That's
do
what I
that
was about to start talking about.
where
yeah.
they along.
He was cool, and I like the way they did him. And because the longer he's kind of around, he kind of starts morphing or changing more and more and more. Like slowly, it seems like as they start fighting more, and I guess maybe he's getting hurt and stuff like that. Like you said, towards the end, like he's got these big, huge, like long fingers with nails,
Yeah.
and his teeth are like getting bigger, and stuff like that, more kind of like gnarly, and especially when something like happens to him, like he gets
And
hurt
his
pretty
eyes
bad.
are stained red.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I didn't want to like take too far off without talking about how kind of cool his character was, but it's different, and it's like I wanted to know a little bit more about him and like his backstory, because
Yeah.
he has red eyes, and everyone that he bites, they're like white or like silver, kind of, and it's
Yeah.
like, so what does that mean? Like, is it just
Is it because he's
old?
that old and he has that much? Maybe because he's older and he's drank so much blood.
Yeah, but I'm like, or is he like some like super powerful one for some reason because he's older?
Is he
or-
like a? Well, no, he's not an original. Like, you know,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
because
not that he's Dracula or something.
no, because
but-
he remembers his family,
Yeah,
you know, being killed.
yeah, but that doesn't mean he couldn't be the first one, though. I mean, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know
that's
all the
just
lore.
like it's interesting, and it's like I want to know that.
Yeah.
But I've heard that I think I heard that they had asked Ryan Coogler to come back for a second one, but he was like, no, this is a one and done. This is what I envisioned. And I think maybe they're like going to do a second one without him, which is like bittersweet. So I'm like, man, this is kind of his thing, and he did it so well.
Yeah.
That I'm like, you shouldn't. But like I said, I'm like
But it was
interested
so
enough. It
good.
was so good that I'm like, man, like.
But it'd have to be the same characters. Like, because this movie, I even loved how it ended. To me, it was a happy ending in like every possible scenario. So for those that died, it was a happy ending. For those that became vampires, well, not everybody, but the ones you cared about, I felt like it was a happy ending.
That's how they should have.
And then the ones that survived everything, I felt like was a happy ending. Like,
yeah.
and you don't get that normally. I mean, even though a lot of people die and and everything, it's just I don't know. So
It just ended the way it was a very
Yeah.
satisfying ending.
and I just love these characters so much that if I can imagine if they didn't want to do it, without Ryan, but I'm like, then to me, if it's not with these same characters, then it's not Sinners.
Yeah, and
Kind of be like watching Blade, but it's not Blade.
yeah, and I feel like it could. I don't want to say cheapen it a little bit, because what this movie does really well is it's saying a lot with where it's set and kind of like where we were as a country back then, and all of like the horrible things that were going on, like racially and stuff like that. They did this brilliantly, that makes you think about those things and stuff like that, but you're entertained. Like, you don't know that that's what's going on until like later. You're just in the movie. You're just feeling kind of what's going on.
You're there.
I think that's what they did really, really great. So I think that could take away from that if they try to do a second one. You know what I mean? Like the impact of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think it's a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Not to say I wouldn't watch a second one, but
Yeah. No, I'm
I
saying
think he's what made it so. I mean,
yeah.
he wrote it and he directed it. If he's not a part of it, then
It feels weird.
then to me it's just like, oh, okay, then I just liked your characters, so now I'm gonna just do my own thing. I don't know.
Yeah. We're just going to do our own thing now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
One of the other cool things is, like I said, Michael B. Jordan plays twin characters. There was never a moment that it felt like it was movie magic, that like where there's split screen or
Right.
anything like that. Like it was seamless. All like him passing cigarettes, him like, doing stuff
Hugging
like that.
hugging
each
himself.
other. Like,
I mean,
it
basically.
was, just
And even that, with them being twins, you know which one it is.
Yeah, completely different characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was brilliant.
Yeah,
I can't say enough good things about this movie.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go see it, and I normally like vampire movies. I didn't expect to love it so much.
I didn't either. I wanted to see it too, and like the trailers made it look good, but I was never like, oh man, I can't wait to see this movie. But when we came out, I was like, that was a good movie.
I could have gone and seen it in the theater again.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, the soundtrack, like,
Oh,
that's what, like, I'm gotten into collecting horror vinyl, and that's going to be one that I'm going to be getting.
oh yeah, definitely.
Actually,
And it's
have
not
I
just
got that up. Maybe I already did get it. I don't think so.
one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, have you seen Sinners?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "And that soundtrack?" She was like, "That's exactly what I was about to ask you, or say that soundtrack." So I mean,
Yeah,
people are loving it.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, check it out. Go to Max, watch the movie.
Yeah.
Go to Apple or wherever you get your music.
Yeah.
Download the soundtrack.
Do everything you can for this movie.
Do it. I think it did well.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah,
I hope it did.
I'm pretty sure it did.
The one movie I finally like.
Yeah.
I'm excited that there's one I like.
We're going to stop this podcast and we're going to go watch it again.
I could do that. I'm going to stop this podcast. I'm going to start listening to that music again.
Yeah, there we go.
When you hear stomping going all around the house, that's me. So bottom line is, go and check out Sinners. Again, it's streaming on Max now, or you can buy it Apple, Prime, pretty much.
Wherever you buy your movies.
Wherever you buy your movies. But thank you so much for tuning in with us today. And next, we are going to review the brand new I Know What You Did Last Summer. That comes out this coming Friday on July 18th. So we will review that and let you know. We're also going to OKC,
Oklahoma City HorrorCon
this weekend.
So we may film some stuff there. So I think we keep going back and forth on next week. Is it I Know What You Did Last Summer, or are we going to do horror convention? So we'll see how both of those play out.
Well, we're definitely going to go watch I Know What We Did Last.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't know what we did last summer. I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. We're definitely going to watch that. It's just what's going to be the next podcast.
But let's be clear. I do know what we did last summer. I haven't lost my memory.
I'm glad you do.
Right. I just didn't want you to be worried.
Yeah, I know.
So tune in next week for I Know What You Did Last Summer review, or possibly an OKC HorrorCon review. But I definitely know I'll be buying some stuff. So I'll at least be able to share some stuff on something of whatever new things I have.
Your swag.
My swag. They'll have something cute there for me.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And tune in next time to The Fear Review, where the fear is family.